Let's do it. Yep, I'm good, I'm good. Yeah, I'm ready whenever. Seen these propane tanks being thrown through the air for at least near 500-600,000 foot away from the scene here, launching through the air going into this residential area. So if anybody's in this immediate area, might want to take shelter. This is around the area of Jefferson and Choteau. This is a very large fire. I've seen flame, fireballs coming up at least 50 to 100 feet in the air. You can see it from the video here. Arch Air Medical's base is nearby. They are getting debris pelting their building at this point. They've evacuated the outdoor helicopters that were on their pad just because of the debris field that this thing is blowing. Now, we're not really sure what kind of business this is right now, but it is in some sort of an industrial area. There are lots of these tanks on the ground here. This is putting billowing smoke, black thick smoke in the downtown area up 1,000 feet or so here. And like I said, anybody in this immediate area around Park, around Jefferson, around Choteau will want to take shelter. This is a Lafayette Park area. As I said, these tanks have been hurtled through the air with such great distance and coming down into residential areas. When we get more information, Deanna, I'll bring that to you. I'm Bill Huskett, Chopper 5. That's right. Well, I can feel some more heat in this area here. This is a very large fire. One thing I can point out, though, is right now around the building, the fire department is staying very far away at this point. They are not able to get into the scene because of all this debris that is being blown away from the area here. I'm seeing tanks that are literally fireballs screeching through the air here toward the Lafayette Park neighborhoods. Like I said, there are a lot of people I can see moving away from the scene, away from those houses and apartments in the area. They are moving back. Police are escorting everybody away from the scene. Right now, I'm not going to get close enough to the building to see what the employees are doing. Actually, I'm staying a good perimeter away from it. Right now, I'm over the highway at 44, right about Jefferson, so I'm a good quarter to a half mile away from the scene, but these pictures show it all. I've seen these tanks being thrown through the air. I'm not going to get too much closer at this point, but very active scene. I'm really wondering at this point how the fire department's going to get in there. You can see these rapid explosions right here from our video. Sure. That's right. And Deanna, I might point out something. If I could have my photographer here move to the right. I'm seeing smoke come from about 3 blocks away. If you just move the camera to the right now, we're going to go over to another scene where I see some more smoke coming up from another area, which possibly was one of those fireball tanks being thrown from the scene into another area and catching fire there as well. So we, like I said, take shelter. Might want to get out of the house, move away from it over toward the park itself in Lafayette Park. And, you take the advice of any law enforcement or fire departments. Right there is one of those fireballs we saw take off in flight. So go ahead. That's exactly right. This could turn out to be a very bad situation here, worse than what it is right now, if these fireballs are indeed setting fires in other areas around us. Of course, Deanne, go ahead. That's right. The main bulk fire that was here when I arrived first on scene was huge. It has simmered down just a little bit, but you see these continual explosions, and these flames are going up 30 to 40 to 50 feet in the air. So these are massive explosions, and I'm sure all the buildings around are feeling and hearing these fireballs and these explosions. Now, go ahead. That's indeed right. Another point that I'll make, you were talking to Matt Casson about the street closures around the area. Now, Shoto is shut down between Jefferson, then to the east over near Lafayette. Park is shut down as well. They are moving people out of the residential area that are making it, away from their houses. Jefferson is shut down between Shoto and Park as well. The firefighters have stood off from the scene right now. I can't see them getting nearby to the fire just yet. They're probably getting a battle plan to see how to fight this amazing fire here. Now, I am getting a better picture of it now. You're still seeing those flames coming from those tanks, and now possibly part of the building has exploded here on the south side of the complex. I am actually hearing and feeling the booms from the tanks blowing up at this point from where I'm at now. I can also feel the flames. This is a very, very hot fire, sending the fireballs hundreds of feet into the air now, this thick black smoke. And like I said, I have not been able to see any firefighters reach the scene yet. They're far back holding a perimeter near Shoto in Mississippi, Shoto in Jefferson, Park in Jefferson. Around the area, I have seen fire department vehicles moving in and out of the residential areas, these condos and apartments and townhomes, possibly getting everybody out, moving them back from the scene. Lots of law enforcement present around the area, possibly as well, trying to get people out of the residential area. I have seen these tanks flying through the air as a fireball from the scene into these residential areas. So if you are listening to us, you're in your home, stay put, or possibly under the authority of the law enforcement or fire department, move out of your house. I felt that one in the aircraft. I've got. That's right. Deanne, can you hear me? You can see here now a pumper truck, a ladder aerial truck of the fire department is staying quite a ways back, but they do have the arm up, and they are trying to spray fire from a distance, possibly using those buildings as shields. Like I said, those tanks have been flying through the air, so they're trying to help the situation and get work on it, but they are staying away for safety, of course, of their of the fire department and of the civilians around here. But this is a huge fire, and as you said, we've been on the air for 15 minutes, and this has continued to escalate. The flames are still shooting hundreds of feet in the air. The smoke is filling the sky around St. Louis right now, and just this ravages this entire area here as it works itself from the west side of the building all the way around now to the east. Now it's going to make its way north as you continue to see these fireballs. That's right. There's no way at this point to get inside to the heart of this fire. They're doing the best they can with this, explosive situation here. This is utterly an amazing fire and very, very dangerous. That's, I'm sorry, Kelly, we're doing a helicopter thing here. As you can see, the explosions are just huge. That one right there, I could actually feel through the door of my helicopter, just the impulse of it. You can see here that is just continuing to rip through this industrial area here, through this building. There are a lot of cars moving away from the area here on Park on the south side of the fire system. This is the only fire vehicle I've seen at this point trying to get inside there and help this fire situation out. I am seeing smoke from a few other areas outside of that perimeter, so I'm sure that's going to be a concern on their minds to make sure that this fire does not spread to this residential area. And continually, I'm still seeing with amazement these fireball oxygen tanks or gas tanks flying through the air. I'm just hoping that they are hitting the rooftops of these buildings, not hitting anybody in the parking lots or cars on the ground, but it's a very scary situation as these things hurtle themselves through the air while they're on fire. So that's right. I can feel the increased temperature here yet I'm still a quarter mile away from the scene. So this is a very, very active scene. I'm sure on the ground it has raised the temperature there a good amount as well, helping these people move back from the scene. I've seen a lot of fire department and police department vehicles inside these residential areas, hopefully moving people back away from the scene and out of danger. That's right. Sure. It's a Lafayette Park area primarily here. The streets that are really affected are going to be Mississippi on the east, Choteau on the north, Park on the south, and then Jefferson on the west. The fire department and police have shut down a lot of these roads. Park is still open at this point. I do see closures on Mississippi. Choteau is completely shut down. Jefferson on the west is shut down between Park and Choteau. So those are the main streets that are closed off. Of course, the streets inside this entire area, they are still trying to get people out, but we can continue to hear and feel these pops from these explosions that are going off inside this. So expect, this is going to be continuing on for a long time this afternoon. So if you live in the area, you might want to make a stopover somewhere else on your way home until the all clear is given to come back into this area. Before I got you, I'm moving toward you. A little to the upright. Signal, move to the left just a little bit out of that scene into the parking lot where there's a bunch of trucks. You'll see another fire just coming into the left. See it right there by that white truck? Deanna, I was going to point out here's another one of those fire scenes. Now this is across the street. You can see black smoke coming from that vehicle. Possibly that car or pickup is on fire at this time from debris that has been blown over here from the Prax building just across the street. So as you can see, this is throwing those fireballs away from the scene. And this could spread into a very bad situation here just next door if some of these vehicles were to start exploding and to start catching on fire as well. So this is very active. If anybody's nearby, like I said, please stay in your house. That's correct. I've been watching these tanks and debris fly, through these neighborhoods, landing hopefully, like I said, onto some rooftops or open areas where people aren't standing around or driving out. Signal, go to the left, you see the building's on fire. That's right. I was just moving a cameraman into the scene here. You can see part of the building here to the north side, which possibly was the main area of the building for the business aspect of it, more so than the warehouse, is on fire. You can see flames shooting from that rooftop now. This unfortunately has spread throughout the entire area here. Unless the fire department can get in soon and stop this fire, I'm afraid that this entire area will be engulfed in flames here without too much longer of a delay here. This is going to be very, very bad fire scene this afternoon. Hey, there's more fires down there on the left now. Deanne. That's right, Deanne. I was just about to point out that more vehicles have been caught on fire here, and this is across the street into another area. So hopefully the fire department can see these pictures from the helicopter cam here and are aware that these other vehicles are on fire. Hopefully that they can get to these fires before this spreads throughout this entire parking lot of construction and industrial vehicles here that you can see have caught on fire from the debris field that this building. That's right. This is an entirely different company here across the street in a different fenced-in area. These are, work vehicles, construction vehicles, boom trucks, things like that are across the street. So this has spread to another area right now. Well, we have been up until 5 minutes ago. We heard a decrease in the booms and the explosions that we've been hearing and feeling up here for the last 5 minutes. They have decreased just a little bit, but it also did this earlier than it started up when it caught onto another section of their lot. That's right. It's continuing to go. It is eating up this entire area here, so before too long it might not have anything else to burn up inside this immediate area. And also one point I might mention is Highway 40 you were mentioning to the north. That is starting to slow down and become a heavy traffic jam here as people are stopping to see this huge plume of smoke coming from south of the highway. It is jamming as you approach Jefferson right now, and that pretty much goes to the Poplar Street Bridge. So if you use 40 eastbound out of downtown, that is going to become a problem here. 44 to the south is still wide open, not so visible of the smoke and flames from that area. That's right. That's right, Kelly. I'm here. One thing we might want to mention here is that the wind has been changing around pretty significantly. We started here with the wind coming from the southeast. That was pushing more of the flame or the smoke to the northwest. It has changed over to the southwest, and now it looks like it's coming straight out of the south. So this is going to change the pattern of this fire and, of course, the smoke plume as it comes up from the scene. So this is going to be a shifty fire and hard for the firefighters to get into, I'd assume. The fire that was over in the lot next door to the west of the building has increased itself as well. Some of those vehicles are on fire now with heavy flames shooting from them. As you can see, this is still an area. This is the southeast corner of the building here that is completely engulfed with smoke right now. Heavy flames. One fire department vehicle, the aerial truck, is still on the scene trying to pour water on it, using those buildings as some sort of shield, I'm sure, from the debris field that is being blowing these from away from this fire scene here at the building. That's right. I can feel the flames here, and I'm 600 to 700 feet in the air, about a quarter mile away from the scene. So this is a very hot fire. I can't imagine the firefighters that are nearby what temperatures they might be feeling at this point. We have moved over to the east side of the building, but the ones that were on fire are just engulfed with flames now. They are shooting 10-foot, 15, 20-foot high flames coming from those vehicles. Now those are pickups and dump trucks of some sort, boom trucks. I've only seen 3 or 4 that are actually on fire, but if they can't get a handle on that, those could spread to the nearby 50 or 60 vehicles that are in the same parking lot. So that could be another potential dangerous fire scene as well. And Kelly, I was going to mention here, where we're showing right now, just to the left, top left of our picture, you can see smoke coming. Now this is the east side of the building. The trucks that were on fire are on the west side. So now this fire has spread to both sides of the street here. Go ahead. That's right. Those are cars parked on possibly Hickory Street there that are caught fire and are fully engulfed. Now that is the east side, and also, like I said, there are several vehicles on the west side that are completely engulfed in flames too. We'll move our camera down to the left just a little bit and push in on those vehicles. You can see those dump trucks and the pickup trucks in this adjacent yard here that are on fire as well. So this has spread across the street in both directions now.